Hello friends, welcome back. So today we're going to be continuing with the JavaScript Koans, and we're going to be considering the in keyword. And this continues from our last video. It should know, okay, so first thing to do, we want to see the error message that we want to solve. So about objects on line 65. So if we were to come here, it looks like our next error is coming out to be line number 65. So that's kind of an interesting one. I would have thought that it would have been these ones up here. So in order to address this, we just want to follow along with the issue. So right now, if it's line 65 that's failing, let's check this one out. So here we have an it statement and a describe block in here. So we should read everything that happens before it. So here we're setting megalomaniac. In our previous exercise, megalomaniac was also set, but because we're doing it within the scope of this describe function, then we can just say it. So when it's just defined now. So I think that it'll be saved as undefined. So before each, we're going to do this function here. And what does this function do? It sets megalomaniac with the mastermind, the monarch, and then the henchwoman. Notice that these are all lowercase, Dr. girlfriend to a string, and the bomb is true. So it should have the bomb. So there has bomb is equal to, so they're setting the has bomb is equal to the bomb key in megalomaniac. So let's just save this bit right here. And we can just say megalomaniac. I think that'll make it work, megalomaniac. So now we have this. This is the three key value pairs are held within the variable then the three key value pairs are within the this object. So if you say has bomb, what's that going to do? Well, it's going to say it's checking to see the bomb, and so megalomaniac dot the bomb works like that. And then also, because objects can work with bracket notation, you could do it like this, and that would also show you the results of what's being held in this key value pair. So they're saying, I actually am not super familiar with this. I've never seen JavaScript written like this. So in megalomaniac, okay, so this undefined returned, but that doesn't mean what it does. What we wanted to check to see if the variable, to see if the variable is there, and we see that the variable is set to true, which means bomb has been saved because it's true in here. So yeah, we just want this to be, and we don't want it to be true like a string. We want it to be a Boolean type, which is like that, so it's a unique one. So now if we were to save this and refresh this, I think that this pass will test. So I'm going to refresh, come over here and press Command R for refresh, and we'll scroll down, and it looks like we have a different error. So we've got this kind of considering in keyword working. So now we'll look to see the other objects. So about objects on line 32 is failing. Cool. So it looks like this one is passing, and so now that we've got a different error, that's exactly what we want. So we want to go to line 32, and we'll check here. And now this one is actually the next one down. So I'm not sure why it bounced up and down like that, but it was kind of interesting. So we should know properties that are functions act like methods. Okay, so here we have we're saving a variable of megalomaniac. So yeah, once we can do that again, we could copy this guy and throw it into here. Battle cry is equal to a function. Oh, and then we actually need this bracket in here goes to that one. So in here, I can just do the bracket and save it like that. So megalomaniac. Here we have this Ren and Stimpy or Pinky and the Brain reference. So yeah, megalomaniac here. So what is this doing? The mastermind is Brain, henchman's Pinky. Battle cry. So this is key value pair, key value pair, key value pair. But instead of here, there's strings. Here we have a function is the value for the key. So the battle cry is the equal function of no brains. So we return they are this dot henchman. So this meaning the megalomaniac dot henchman. So that's going to be Pinky, and then the string is going to be and the array number of brains plus one dot join. So they're joining the number of times that they're going to be repeating no brains, and no brains is going to be something that's passed in here. Dot join this dot mastermind. So Pinky and the Brain. So yeah. So okay. So we have the megalomaniac here saved in, and then we're setting the variable of battle cry equal to megalomaniac dot battle cry at 4. So what's that doing? It's calling this, and it's calling the function that's held onto there. So megalomaniac here, it's calling this guy, and then it's passing in 4. So 4 plus 1. And we can actually check that out by copying this line. So I think what's going to happen is going to say they are, and then it's going to say this dot henchman, which is this guy. So this is going to respond to Pinky. So they are Pinky and the number of brains plus 1 dot join. Number of brains dot 1. So 4 plus 1, 5, 6. It's going to be 6 plus brains. So are they going to do it 6 times? I'm not exactly sure, but let's check it out. So if we were to print out battle cry, because here we're setting a variable battle cry equal to whatever the results are. And so here it's like they are Pinky and the brain, brain, brain. Okay, so what this is doing is taking a space and then this dot mastermind, so brain. So it's doing a space and brain, and it's joining those, and it's creating the number of times it's doing that. Okay. So this is coming out to space brain, and it's saying 6 times we're joining this there. So that's how that comes out. And so you can see that this is the result. So here we want the battle cry, which has been resulted out to this guy, to match this one. So here we're going to go, they are Pinky and the brain, 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 brain. Cool. And now if we save that and we refresh this page, we should see that line 32 is no longer the one failing. So I refresh here, scroll down, and it looks like we still have the same error. So line 32 is the problem. So let me do this again. My guess is I just have some sort of a typo. Battle cry, throw in battle cry, and then if we go battle cry, there, Pinky in the brain, I can actually just copy this. And, well, this should be a little different. So yeah, I said the are Pinky in the brain, brain, brain. So now if I save this and refresh here, you'll see that it's moved on. Okay, so our next error is on line 47. So let's scroll down to here. Here we have fill me in, and this is, and so 48 will probably also be failing in this. Here we're within a different scope. So this old megalomaniac thing is no longer useful because we're in a different scope. So the variables that are in here are not going to be accessible in here. So here we have the current date. They're saying that as a new date. So what does a new date look like? That's going to give you this kind of it's an object that just has a bunch of date functions on it. And so the current year, so current date dot year. So yeah, here you actually have to save it as the variable. So current date, if you were to just print that out, it gives you this interesting kind of formatted date. But if you do current date, it has a function within it where you can get full year. And if you pump that out, right, the year I made this video is 2021. And so here we have Megalomaniac, Mastermind James Wood, Henchman is Adam West, the birth year is 1970, so calculate age, return the current year, which is dynamically generated based on when the new date thing is set, and then minus this dot birth year. So this is probably going to tell you what? That's probably going to say the current year, which is 2021, minus 1970. And so that'll give you the age of, I guess, the current year. What is it? 1970 minus 21. So that's 51, right? And then maybe calculate age to be, calculate age. No, the current year is going to be 2021, and this guy is going to be 51. And so yeah, let's just throw that in there, because right now, okay, so right now all we've done is defined current date, and so now we want to define the current year. We did it here, but we didn't save it as a variable of the current year. So here I'm saving it as current year, and that's the 2021. And now we want to paste in the megalomaniac function. So if we were to do that, you can see that that's the function is in here, and with the console, you can open it up and look at the objects, and this you can do for all sorts of JavaScript things. That's the cool thing about JavaScript is you've got the console here. So yeah, and now what do we want to be able to say? Well, can we do current year? Yeah, we should. Current year is 2021, and megalomaniac dot calculate age. That turns out to be 51 because it's 2021 minus 1970. And that's the cool thing about this is if it was 2022, this would turn to 52 because it's actually dynamically generating the current year by using your computer time. Because you're creating a new object here, this is always going to be correct. So it's going to automatically fix itself up. So let's save that and then refresh the page. Last time our error was on line 47. And if we refresh the page and we come down here, we see we have an error on line 72. And so we've moved on from this one. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.